Brothers and sisters of Burkina Faso, sons and daughters of Africa, today I stand before you not as a politician, but as your brother, your soldier, your voice. The glass roads of Burkina Faso are not just roads. They are a revolution that speaks louder than words. For centuries, the world looked down on Africa, saying we could not build or create anything new. They said our roads must remain dusty, broken, and poor. But today, the shining glass roads prove them wrong. They show that Africa can dream, design, and build with its own hands. Every piece of glass is a symbol of courage, pride, and the power of believing in ourselves. These roads reflect the light of freedom and announce to the world that Africa is awake. When sunlight touches the glass roads, they do more than shine. They send a message across the continent that Africa is not weak, Africa is not helpless, and Africa is not behind. These roads are like mirrors that show our true strength. They are proof that our minds are alive with creativity and our hands are capable of building wonders. Instead of being roads of dust and sorrow, they are now roads of hope and pride. They are not just for cars or people. They are monuments of independence. They stand as a loud voice telling the world, Africa will never bow again. This is why these roads are more than construction. They are the beginning of a new era. They are the first step in rewriting Africa's story with our own words. They are built not by foreign masters, but by the people of Burkina Faso. They prove that we can invent, innovate, and rise without begging for aid or approval. Just like a torch shines in the darkness, these glass roads shine as a guide for all African nations. They are not just the pride of Burkina Faso, they are the pride of Africa. For hundreds of years, Africa's story was shaped by colonialism. Foreign powers took our land, our gold, and our people. They left behind roads and railways, but those were never for us. They were for stealing from us. For too long, we walked on paths of humiliation, believing the lie that Africa could not survive without outsiders. But the glass roads in Burkina Faso break these chains forever. They show that we no longer depend on others to build for us. We no longer wait for the IMF, the World Bank, or foreign masters. We build for ourselves. Every step on these glass roads is a step on the broken chains of history. They crush the weight of colonialism under our feet. They are not like the roads of old, made to divide and exploit. These roads unite villages, cities, and nations. They erase the lines drawn by colonizers and replace them with bridges of light. Where once we bowed our heads, today we raise them high. The glass roads reflect not slavery, but sovereignty, not humiliation, but dignity. They are proof that Africa is free, proud, and unbreakable. The most powerful thing about these roads is the message they carry. They tell every African child, you are not weak, you are not a prisoner of history, you are a builder of tomorrow. These roads remind us that our ancestors fought with spears, and now we fight with knowledge. They are not just glass. They are the reflection of victory. They prove that we can stand without foreign aid, without foreign permission, and without foreign control. Africa is no longer chained. Africa is walking free. The glass roads in Burkina Faso are more than technology. They are a call for unity. For too long, Africa was divided into small states by colonial powers. These divisions kept us weak, kept us silent, and kept us dependent. But the shining roads are different. They connect our people instead of separating them. They carry trade, ideas, and brotherhood across the land. From Ouagadougou to Bobo-Dioulasso, from deserts to forests, these roads are like veins of light running through the body of Africa. They keep us alive, strong, and united. Sovereignty means ruling ourselves. Means not waiting for outsiders to give us orders. These roads are proof of sovereignty because they were built by our own vision and strength. They carry the message that Africa will never again accept humiliation. Instead of borrowing the dreams of others, we now dream our own dreams. Instead of living in dependence, we live in freedom. Innovation is our weapon, and unity is our shield. Together they make us unstoppable. The power of these glass roads is not just in their beauty, but in their meaning. They are proof that Africa is not only catching up, but leading the way. They tell the world that Africa can design the future with its own ideas. They are proof that our creativity and strength are enough. They remind us that unity is the strongest weapon Africa can hold. And when Africa stands as one, no oppressor, no colonizer, no outsider can ever break us again. The glass roads belong to the future, and the future belongs to the youth. Every shining stone is a reminder that the destiny of Africa lies in the hands of its young people. For too long, young Africans were told to inherit poverty, humiliation, and hopelessness. But these roads tell a new story. They say to the youth, "You are born to inherit freedom, greatness, and pride." They are not roads of the past. They are roads for tomorrow, built for the generation that will carry Africa higher. The roads shine as a call to action. They tell young Africans to rise with courage, to study with fire, and to work with pride. They remind us that knowledge is our weapon, and unity is our strength. The colonizers once feared the spears of our ancestors, but today they fear the minds and courage of our youth. The glass roads are like classrooms of light, teaching young men and women that they are not too small to make a difference. They are the builders, defenders, and leaders of a new Africa. If the youth stand tall, Africa will stand forever. These roads prove that the future is not about chains, debts, or foreign control. The future is about innovation, dignity, and freedom. The glass roads are an inheritance that must be protected. They are gifts of light built with the strength of a nation that refused to bow. And now they belong to the youth who must carry the torch of progress across the continent. The roads say, "Walk with pride, for you are free children of a free Africa." The shining glass roads are not only for travel, they are monuments declaring the end of Africa's humiliation. For centuries, outsiders laughed at Africa. They said we were too poor, too weak, and too dependent to build our own future. But the glow of these roads proves them wrong. They are proof that we are not prisoners of history. We are masters of tomorrow. The humiliation is over. When the world sees the glass roads, they see more than Burkina Faso. They see the awakening of Africa. They see a continent that refuses to kneel, refuses to beg, and refuses to surrender. These roads are a warning to those who once exploited us. They are a promise to the oppressed that liberation is near. They carry the power of history, the courage of today, and the vision of tomorrow. They tell the story of a people who will never again be silenced. This new era is not just about roads. It is about dignity. It is about standing tall and walking proudly into the future. It is about showing the world that Africa is no longer the backyard of empires, but a land of strength, wisdom, and innovation. These roads shine as proof that Africa is alive, awake, and unstoppable. The humiliation is dead. The pride is burning, and freedom is here to stay. Africa is stepping into a new era, and the glass roads in Burkina Faso are its first symbol. For too long, we were made to believe that progress could only come from outside. We were told to beg for aid, kneel for loans, and surrender our dignity for survival. But now these shining roads declare something powerful. Those days are over. We will not wait for permission. We will not ask for approval. And we will not surrender to foreign control. The time of dependence is finished, and the time of dignity has begun. This new era is not just about building roads. It is about building identity. Every piece of glass on these roads reflects the spirit of a continent that has chosen pride over humiliation. Instead of waiting for the IMF or World Bank, We now trust our own vision. Instead of kneeling before outsiders, we now stand tall with innovation. This change is not temporary. It is permanent. It shows that Africa has found her voice and her power, and she will never bow again. The world must now recognize this new Africa. We are no longer the backyard of empires. We are the builders of tomorrow. The glass roads are not just for travel. They are monuments of courage. They announce to the world that Africa is not weak, not broken, not begging, but rising, powerful, and unshakable. This is the beginning of an unstoppable future where we create with our own strength, rule with our own pride, and shine with our own light. The glass roads in Burkina Faso are more than construction projects. They are living proof that Africa is alive. For centuries, outsiders tried to paint Africa as dead, silent, and helpless. But now the roads shine as a heartbeat, a pulse of strength telling the world, Africa is awake. Africa is not just surviving, it is rising. This rise is not fragile, it is unstoppable. Every ray of sunlight bouncing from the glass is a declaration that the African spirit cannot be broken. What makes these roads so powerful is not just their beauty, but their meaning. They prove that Africa is ready to lead its own destiny. We no longer follow the paths written by outsiders. We write our own story. We no longer allow our future to be sold for debts we never created. Instead, we build with our own vision and we guide our own future. These shining roads are like a torch in the dark, leading not only Burkina Faso but all of Africa toward freedom, unity, and pride. The message is clear. Africa will not kneel. Africa will not beg. Africa will not surrender. We are not prisoners of history. We are builders of tomorrow. The roads shine as a warning to the oppressors and as a promise to the oppressed. They are proof that Africa is fearless, alive, and unbreakable. The world will watch, but they cannot stop us because Africa is unstoppable and the future belongs to us.